Get ready with me to go to court. Okay, the first thing, no, I'm not being fucking charged with anything. No, this is literally my stepdad, okay? Going in so I can be a freaking witness because somebody got a freaking domestic violence misdemeanor. But I mean, like, okay, it wasn't even that bad. I'm gonna go change my outfit, guys. I think it's pretty cute. Wow, guys, I feel like such a modest queen. This is very out of the usual for me, guys. No stomach, no shoulders. Okay, but besides the point, we gotta fucking fix my face. What the fuck is going on? But bro, I was starting to think about, I did these braids last night. They look just a little fuzzy at the top. But guys, I literally leave in 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, do I really have fucking time to do my hair? Cause we gotta go. I'm so scared, guys. Okay, but it's okay. We're gonna do my makeup and we're gonna look super cute as fuck. Okay, like as long as you look like okay, like won't the judge be like a little more kind to you guys? A little sus at the top. Ugh. It can't be that fucking bad. And guess what the fuck was gonna do her fucking brows before fucking brow? Who the fuck has my brow glue? Bro, like, are you allowed to be late to court? Will they like prosecute? No, prosecute. I don't even know, guys. I don't know. And I think if I do really well, I'm gonna go get a sweet treat after. Can you guys tell I'm a little nervous? I don't know if the court is gonna talk about like my family history, because I feel like there definitely is a lot of history. This is not like a first case incident. This literally is the first time that they've taken anything to court because we actually have video proof this time. I was walking out of the car and he fucking just like shoved me to the ground outside on the concrete. Like we got into an argument in the car and I thought we were fine coming home. Fuck no. I'm just walking up the stairs trying to get to the fucking door and he just shoves me on the ground. Out of the fucking blue, mind you. And then after, bro, it's so hilarious because they lock me out of the fucking house. So I'm just like banging on the door, telling them to let me the fart in. And guys, my stomach is hungry as fuck, so I'm literally going in with an empty stomach, fucking in the ass. Like sometimes you just have to be dominant and can like, because sometimes you just have to be like daddy, like a little bit. Like today I'll be daddy. He's ready for court. Let's go to court. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, I literally gotta go. Let's go to freaking court. We just came back from court and we gotta go to trial. We gotta go to trial. Art.
I paid $510 for this tattoo and I'm already looking to get it removed. So let's talk about why. I'm gonna preface this video with the fact that these are my own thoughts and opinions, and I'm sure that the tattoo artist that did this has her own. Before I even get into this story time, I already know I should have walked out of this tattoo appointment, okay? But I was already $150 deep into this thing, and I really didn't want to eat that cost, so I ignored my bad vibes detector, and I went through with it, okay? And some of you might be thinking, Michaela, what? Like, I don't see a problem with this tattoo. I will give credit where credit is due, okay? Credit to the tattoo artist because they can do some great tattoos, okay? That's why I chose them. The line work is great. I don't have a problem with that. The problem is the fact that she didn't listen to anything I said. So let's start from the top. Also, excuse my voice. I came down with something. I am going to do my best to remember the conversation. I'll go back and I'll add the screenshots. Just know that I'm not reading from the conversation. So I find this artist. Now, I like fine line tattoos. And I'm only interested in getting them in brown ink. This is very, 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 very important to know. I have this one. You can't really see it because it's not in brown and I don't like black, okay? Originally, the design I wanted was this like floral tiger, okay? I sent her the inspo and then I drew out my own stencil, which is this. That was what I was planning on getting. I mentioned, hey, I want this done in brown ink, okay? I did express to her that I was having some issues finding the right placement for it. So I'm gonna hold off on that. Send her this inspo and I say, I'm looking for something more ornamental instead. Now I will acknowledge here that I could have been more clear and said, I also want this done in brown ink. But because I said I'm looking for something more ornamental, I thought that it was inferred that I also want this one in brown ink. And that's my bad. That's my bad for assuming. But keep this in mind because this is not the only time I mention brown ink. So she says yes. So she's asking about placement, right? I did say something like this, meaning I don't want this exact tattoo. And She knew that because when I showed up to the appointment, she had a stencil drawn, okay? This is important to note as well. She does reschedule our time from 3:30, something like that, and she switches it to 5:30. I don't run a tight ship, okay? I don't have a tight schedule, so I'm like, this is chill, this is fine. I can do that. That's whatever. Upon asking to reschedule, she then asked for a $150 security deposit that will go towards the price of the tattoo. I was like, that's chill, no problem. She gives me directions, you know, Venmo, whatever. While we're talking about price, can I get a price sheet? No price sheet. She doesn't even tell me what she charges, like, by the hour until I'm sitting in the chair. The time comes for me to roll up to this appointment. I show up, I read the little plaque that says, if it's by appointment, please wait, and a team member will be with you shortly. I sit down, and the only artist in the shop is the artist that's going to be doing my tattoo, and there's a chick in her chair. And at this point, I'm like, oh, so she totally took another client, and that's why she rescheduled, which, okay, you can do that, that's chill. Now, here's the part where I have a little issue. I was told that I would need to wait 20 minutes because she was running behind. And I was like, you know, I really want this tattoo. I'm not busy. I can wait 20 minutes. It was not 20 minutes. If I remember correctly, it was 45 minutes. She comes over, she shows me the tattoo inspo I sent, the stencil of that inspo, and then her stencil. Disclaimer, I'm still pretty new when it comes to tattoo etiquette, so you can let me know if I was in the wrong, if I offended anybody, I don't know. Here's where things shift a little bit. I show her, like, oh, I drew up this stencil, like, this is the inspo, but this is what I want. I'll put it right here. I did draw this in dark brown. It probably looks a little black, but it's in dark brown. I show this to her off the bat. I can tell that she is not happy with this. And I'm gonna do my best to, like, stay objective when speaking in the tone that I received. She has her iPad, right? And she goes, why wouldn't you send this to me yesterday? At this point, I'm like, shit, okay. Like, to be fair, we were still scheduling yesterday. Like, I was still being rescheduled, okay? She never asked. And maybe this is my fault. I told her, I'm like, well, I have 2 other tattoos, and they never asked me to send in a stencil beforehand. Like, sorry. And I apologized. At this point, I'm feeling pretty freaking shitty. Felt so insecure, like, terrified of her, to be honest. Like, she was not coming off friendly at all, and she was not vibing with me. And at this point, I should have just said, like, you know what, like, you're busy. Is there any way I can get my security deposit back because you were 45 minutes late? Like, I should have. This is getting a little long. Sorry. Go to part 2.
The bottom line is, if you know that's not gonna be your husband, who cares? Who literally fucking cares? Who actually literally cares? Why are you crying about somebody that's not gonna be your husband? Why are you sitting up being so pressed about somebody who is not gonna be your husband? Think that to yourself. Do you even want somebody who is making you cry be your husband? Hey niggas, happy Tuesday, let's get ready. Last night I was watching He's Just Not That Into You, or like He's Not Into You, or something like that. You know, the movie where he's basically telling her all the ways that men show that they're not into you when they really are not into you. And then she ends up being like, oh, like, I'm into you, like, do you want to go on a date? And he's like, why would you ask me on a date when I just told you all the things they do when they are not interested in you, and I just showed you? And it really inspired me to think about some things that have happened to me when men do not like me, or things that I consider you to not like me the way that I like you, or just in any sense when we are talking, dating, or getting to know each other. So here's my unasked for list of things that I feel like if you do or you do not do, you don't like me. Not texting all day. I'm so sorry. A lot of y'all like to get on here and be like, we're adults, we got things to do, we can't be texting all day. True. I don't even want to text all day because, to be quite honest, the first couple of days, yes, we are texting often. Like, that makes sense. We're getting to know each other. We're really having a key. But after a while, it's like, okay, we need to see each other in person. However, there is nothing wrong with texting and being like, hey, like, I'm going to have a busy day. We're not going to talk a lot today. Getting that out there so that we both know we're both on the same understanding, instead of just not responding all day. And then responding to my text, and instead of being like, oh, I just had a really busy day, I'm so sorry, like, how are you, just responding to my last text. As someone who is constantly on their phones, I know that I'm on my phone a lot more than other people. I know typically a lot of people are not on their phones as much as I am. But I will say, I don't care what anybody says, especially at my age, you are not ever going a day where you don't look at your phone. You're not doing that, especially if I follow you on social media. If I see you post something on that social media but you ain't text me back, I'm going to assume you don't like me. The early stages are literally for caking, not confusion, honestly. Offering the idea to hang out or asking me if I want to hang out, and then you want me to plan it. First of all, not even just that, not asking me on a date. I just feel like it is so inconsiderate to not ask women on dates anymore. And honestly, at some point, like, you know, you love your man so much, you ask him on a date for like his birthday or like boyfriend, their anniversary or something like that. But when we first meet, if you don't ask me on a date, you just ask me like, oh, you want to hang out, or oh, you want to link up or something, the answer is no. The answer is no, and I'm gonna assume you really do not fucking like me. I'm so sorry. That is such an ick. It's such a turn off. Like, don't ask me to do something or ask me to hang out, and then you're like, oh, well, what do you want to do? Put some thought into it. Use this right now. To me, it kind of gives, you don't actually want to hang out with me and actually really get to know me during this hangout. You just want to be in my face and irritate me. Like, that's what it gives to me. I just don't really see the correlation in asking me to do something, asking me to be around each other, but you haven't put any thought into the plans that we're doing. And I'm sorry, I'm not going out with you and we're doing nothing. Like, we're not going to be sitting around looking at each other, hoping that one of us kiss the other. Like, no, I want to go out, I want to keep, because sometimes when you hang out with a man, you realize, this is not my husband, but I'm having a lot of fun right now. If I have to tell you about something and you do it again, and I mean, it doesn't even have to be, oh, you did it again on accident, oh, you did it again, anything, I'm gonna assume you don't like me. The thing for me is, I'm so strict about not doing things that I wouldn't do to other people, to me, because if I tell you once, okay, depending on what it is, I'll let you slide. Some people don't know, you do have to tell people sometimes how you want to be treated. Not all of it, not all of how you want to be treated, but there are some things that people can't just guess, okay? But if you do something to me and I tell you I don't like it, it's something so explicit, especially because I like to shut the fuck up. Like, I like to firmly believe that if you shut your mouth about a lot of things, you can just avoid it, you can just move forward with it, especially if it's a man that I really don't care for. But if I care for you and I tell you something and you do it again, I'm gonna assume you don't like me because you haven't listened to what I thought of. And on top of that, it's gonna make me think you're not thoughtful. You're not thinking of me. You're not thinking of what I just said to you. If you stop flirting with me halfway through us getting to know each other, or even if I become your girlfriend and you really stop putting in that effort to keep winning me over, I'm gonna assume you don't like me. I'm so sorry. There's no reason why we get together and then all the flirting, all the puppy love, all of that goes away. There's no honeymoon phase. There's just the relationship. That's it. That's all. Something that kills my relationships is comfortability. I do not like a man to get around me and get way too comfortable. I'm so sorry. No, do not start getting your hair like not cut. Don't start not getting no retwist and just looking rough. Do not get around me and think that you don't have to compliment me, take me out, make me feel like the most beautiful girl in the world. That shit is so weird. Why, when you win me, you decide that you're not putting in any effort? No, you don't like me. You don't like me. You just don't like me. And then, you know what it is for me, what I think it is? That part all boils down to thought. How thoughtful are you being when it comes to how you want to be presented when it comes to me? I want people to look at me and my man to be like, he loves her so much. Wow, he really, really loves her. He's thinking about her. I don't want them to look at us and be like, damn, how'd she get with him? I don't know. Side note, I've really, really, really been loving the bun recently. Like, I don't know. It's just really, really swinging for me. This is so big to me. But making excuses, I can't excuse. Like, it's ironic that I can't excuse your excuses. I cannot be around or tolerate anybody for that matter. Not even just a man, not even just anybody that I'm with. I can't tolerate anybody around me making too many excuses. It really will make me think that you do not like me. If I ask you to do something and you're like, okay, like, I'm gonna do it, or I was gonna do it, but this happened, you're excusing it. You're excusing yourself. I know, like, we like to get on here and joke and be like, oh, like, when my man is late because I thought he was getting me flowers, but he really is just late. I only give you one time to do that shit because now I'm gonna want to know, why are you constantly late when we have something to do? That's another reason I'm gonna feel like you don't like me. If you are late to things or you purposely make me late to things, I'm going to think that you genuinely don't like me and you want me to fail. That is so big to me, and it is something that I really think comes from being jealous and envious of your partner. And I don't care what nobody says, that is a real thing. People do be jealous of their partners and they do not want them to succeed. So what they do is, when you're getting ready to go out with your friends, when you're getting ready to go do something good for yourself, they start an argument. They start to make you feel bad. They're, oh, well, you have fun. Oh, you're going to hell now. The reason a lot of these things make me feel like you don't like me is because other people are out here getting it. I'm so sorry. This is not a moment to be like, oh, like, I'm comparing my relationship to another. But what I am saying is, it is possible for a man to deeply love you the way he wants to. The saying, what he won't do for you, another man will, is so true. It truly is. There is another man who will. Like, if you ever are sitting here thinking, no, he won't, like, there's not another man who will. No, there are. And I mean 10 times what he did. The bottom line is, if you know it's not going to be your husband, who cares? Who literally fucking cares? Who actually literally cares? Why are you crying about somebody that's not going to be your husband? Why are you sitting up being so pressed about somebody who is not going to be your husband? Think that to yourself. Do you even want somebody who is making you cry be your husband? No, you don't. I don't. Nobody does. Okay, niggas, you know the drill. I'm going to finish my makeup off camera, and when I'm ready, I'll be back. Okay, niggas, my makeup is done. My hair is down, and I'm ready for the day. I want to get my hair done, but I'm also just like really, really eating the bun up. I don't know. It just makes me feel like my face is just really, really symmetrical. It also makes my makeup come out much better than it does like any other time. But also, like, when your braids get old, it starts to mess up everything that you have going on anyways. Thank you for listening to my unasked for opinion. As always, these are my opinions, my freaking thoughts. I always have to put that disclaimer because there's always somebody in the comments, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is not right. Okay, well, that's okay because it's what I think. Anyways, happy Tuesday. The countdown is still on. We're 8 days until our move. And as always, have a fabulous and amazing day.
Get ready with me, but my boyfriend does my voiceover. Yes, I have a boyfriend. He's so beautiful and amazing and sexy, and his name is not Sergio. Quit with the rumors. First of all, I put on a whole bunch of brown stuff. I don't know what it's called, but I put it on. I'm not a makeup girly. I really wouldn't know. But then I put on a whole bunch more brown stuff. It's a lot less lighter of a brown, but it's still brown. And then I put it over my dots. What are these dots on my face? I don't know. But I need makeup because, honey, I'm not naturally pretty. No. I need a lot of makeup. I need to cake it on like a baker. I'm a baker. And I put a whole bunch of flour on my face like a baker because I want to look matte. I want to look flat and matte. Even though that's not what my boyfriend likes. My boyfriend does not like it when I look flat. He likes wet. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Anyway, and I'm making some kissy faces, even though I don't give my boyfriend kisses because I say his breath stinks. My breath does not stink, you bit. Anyway, I put some more sparkles on my nose and on my eyeballs, and I put some lashes on so I can look hairy because that's how my boyfriend likes it, when I look hairy. And then I get some lipstick on. I'm shaking because I'm always so scared my boyfriend will hit me if I get it wrong. Because he said equal rights, equal fights. Anyway, how do you like my makeup? It looks so beautiful. Love you. Don't hit me, Peyton.
I have a very unique name and I get questions about it all the time. I'm going out anyway today, so I thought that we'd get ready together and I'd tell you how to pronounce it, where it comes from, basically everything there is to know about my name. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. I just used the blurring primer from REM Beauty, but I'll put a list of all the products I'm going to use in the caption. This story starts with my mum. Quitting, love her so much. My mum is fabulous, wonderful, one of a kind, brilliant, but her name is not one of a kind. She grew up with a lot of people with the same name in her class, and she knew, I think forever, that she wanted 3 kids, but she also knew for a long time that she wanted them to have unique names. My sister is the oldest and her name is Hebe, H-E-B-E, which in 1997 was a very unique name, but now there's a couple of Hebes in the world. You meet a few, it's still a pretty unique name. Then she had my brother. Now my brother has pretty much no interest in being any part of the internet. What I will tell you is that in 1998 his name was really unique, but now it's one of the most popular boy baby names. Everybody's got his name. Then along comes me. Now I'm my mum's youngest child because you would just stop once you'd got me, wouldn't you? She says she always wanted 3, but I don't know, I just feel like I changed everything. She went to a friend's house and there was a woman there who my mum had never met before, and her name was Jaquetta, but everybody there was calling her Ketta for short. And my mother just loved it. I don't think she particularly took to the woman. We don't know her. I think I've met her once. So it's not about this Jaquetta woman, it's just my mum loved the name. But my mum was not a fan of the Jack, she just liked Ketta. So I do often tell people that my mum made my name up, because I personally feel like she did. As far as my mum knew, Ketta wasn't a name in itself. Ketta was just this woman's nickname. And after doing some research, there are other Kettas in the world who appear to just be Kettas, but I've never met any of them, so that doesn't feel like my kind of issue. My name is pronounced Ketta, not Quetta. Do I totally understand why people think that I'm called Quetta? Yeah, there's a Q, it's misleading, but it is one of my biggest pet peeves in life because everybody assumes that that's my name and it's not. Fun fact, I share my name with a city in Pakistan. It's a very beautiful looking mountainous place, but they do pronounce the Q as a Qua, so they're Quetta, not Ketta, but it's the exact same spelling. And none of my family knew that I shared my name with an entire place until I was in school and googled my name. I absolutely adore my name. When I was growing up, I sometimes had grievances with it because nobody could say it, and nobody still can say it. Everybody calls me Quetta, or they just panic and say Katie or something because they just think I don't know what that is. But I love it. I love not really sharing my name with anyone. I also love my name because people shorten it to Q, and I love being called Q. At this point, my name is one of my favourite things about myself, and if you have a unique name too, I'd love you to tell me what it is in the comments, how I pronounce it, and a little bit of a backstory. I've got to go, but I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Whee!
Honestly, don't know what I'm going to do today, but I'm going to take you with me, so let's do this makeup. I have a bunch of new shit that I didn't even touch yesterday, so we're going to just play with new stuff. And pray my makeup looks as good as it did yesterday, because yesterday the skin... There is nothing better than a solo date as someone who is newly single and like rediscovering life on her own. So I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe Trader Joe's, Home Goods, Ulta, Sephora. I might even throw in a pedicure. Let's just see how the day goes. Live and the girlies have spoken. We're trying the L'Oreal Cushion Foundation. I pray that this shade works. This is shade 220 Cool. This is what it looks like. I'm in with one of my favorite brushes of all time, a BK Beauty brush. Packing it on the brush and then tapping the excess off on the lid. I saw that's what we're supposed to do. This is looking a little pale. I'm a little scared. Oh, maybe it actually matches my face perfectly. Everyone in the chat is saying this is my perfect match. Probably the last person on earth to try or talk about these, but these mid-tone, blushy, liquid transition blur things from Patrick Ta. As a connoisseur of a pink under eye and pink blush, it's time for me to try these. Sarah Creole Color Corrector in Power Nap. Fingers crossed that this shit does not ruin my makeup and that the color corrector and this mid-tone blushing thing melt together and make my blush look perfect. I expect to fall in love with Too Faced powder in this weird packaging, no, but this peachy pink, she's that girl. Lightweight, it's talc free, and it is 40 plus approved in my opinion. Look at how soft and blurred my skin looks. This has just launched Skin Tone loose setting powders. Sent me shade Fluffy, so we've got to try this. I love their pink press powder. Am I gonna like their Skin Tone loose powder? Put it on a big brush and we are just going to clean up this blush and bronzer and bring it down. A pale pink lover's mid-tone blushing dream, if the formula is as good as the shade. I'm very excited about this. A brand new Toasted Sugar from POV. If you don't like those super harsh lip liner shades, this is one you're gonna wanna grab. Obsessed with these Anastasia lippies. This is in Sugar Coat. They're shiny, they're juicy, and they give so much pigment. Makeup and hair is done with a full face of new shit, and the makeup is kind of eating today. If the makeup is good, the day date with myself better be even better. Let's go shopping.
Apparently everybody's saying that in order to look like your best self, you're supposed to be doing your makeup like your celebrity lookalike. You're supposed to go on TikTok and search my celebrity lookalike, but I already know who my celebrity lookalikes are. But today I feel like I'm gonna do Cardi B because I feel like she's the one that I look least like, so I feel like that'd be more of a challenge for me. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going in with the full coverage foundation. This is the Milani 2-in-1 foundation. Cardi B has a lot more of a slim face than I do, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some contour and I'm gonna take it from the side and go down like this and contour this part of my face. Because here's the thing, we're not just doing our makeup like her, we're trying to transform into her. See how I made my face just a little bit more slim? That's exactly what we want. Good job, Paris, good job, good job. I'm gonna go in with some bronzer in like the normal areas of my face that I normally would, just to like add some color in. And I'm gonna try to keep my cheekbones as high as humanly possible. Funny story, I actually met Cardi B a few months back, and when I met her, I was like, girl, like they say that I look like you, and she was like, oh. She was like, maybe with like a black wig on, and I was like, maybe, let me just shut the fuck up. Now we're gonna use some concealer to really highlight the face. I'm gonna put it on my chin. I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead, not too much. And then we're gonna put some in the middle of our face as well. You know, when people used to tell me that I look like Cardi B, I never really believed them because I feel like we have completely different face shapes, but we have similar features. I feel like our eyes are kind of similar. I'm actually gonna go ahead and contour my nose now with the liquids, and I'm literally just gonna do that in like a straight line going like this. Then I'm bringing that nose contour into my lid just a little bit. I'm gonna go in on the sides again and just kind of start to bring my face in. Like I'm only doing it on the very, very outer parts over here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start to contour my bones out a little bit. My bones out. I'm gonna start to contour. I'm just gonna do what the fuck I'm doing. And then I'm gonna bring this down into my cheek like this. Do you see what I'm doing? I know you see what I'm doing. I don't need to explain it. You see it. Like just a tiny, tiny bit of bronzer, and I'm gonna bronze up my face a little bit just to add some color. Her blush is pretty subtle, which I am not used to. I'm used to a crazy blush, but I'm gonna take this blush by Morphe. Seems like she focuses it out here, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do as well. For the eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Sedona palette from 48 Beauty, my friend Adriana's brand, okay? And I'm gonna start by packing the shade Sedona in my fucking, I almost said my waterline. What the fuck is that called? Your crease, bitch? You think I'd be a good beauty influencer when I've been doing this for fucking 3 years straight, but I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing or what I'm saying. And I'm gonna blend that out with a little bit of rhinestone and terracotta, and I'm gonna blend like my life depends on it, bitch. There's not a lot of things that get my coochie wet, but shadows blending this well on top of powder, that gets my coochie wet, bitch. I'm actually gonna go over that with a little bit of dust just because I feel like I made it a little too like orangey. And on my lid, I'm gonna pack on the shade Cream. Need some highlighter, which we're gonna put on the very center of the nose all the way up. And some on my inner corner, of course, because she's nice and glowy right there as well. After adding a lip combo and some lashes and fixing my hair, this is the final look. What do y'all think? Do y'all think I look like Cardi B? I see it a little bit, like when I turn to the side a little bit, I see it.
If you have anxiety today, trust me, I've done worse. The story doesn't even start on a good note. Me and my friend had been visiting our other friend at uni, and we had been such a drunk mess that she actually told us to leave and told us that we had embarrassed her and that we should just go and not visit her anymore. That's a story for a completely different time, but that is how this story starts. We then got in my friend's car and we drove off away from this uni, and we were like, we don't really want to go back to London, so what should we do? And we were quite close to the Cotswolds, so we were like, okay, let's just like stay in the Cotswolds for the weekend, and then let's go back to London, you know, afterwards. We go to this cottage, which is like on the outskirts of this place called Cirencester in the Cotswolds. We get there, we drop our stuff off, and we know that there is a local pub in this village that we're staying in. And so rather than like reflecting on our actions and sort of thinking like, why did this person, you know, kick us out? We decide to go to this pub and get a few drinks in and see where the night takes us. We arrive at this village pub and we are getting the fucking drinks in, you know, not very poos, but like a village local pub. And I really fancy the guy behind the bar. So I'm like flirting with him like outrageously and just being like a fucking menace to society. It's very embarrassing looking back now. And he is like just trying to do his job and I'm just being a fucking irritating bastard. And I'm like, oh, what do people do around here? Like, what do you do to like go out and have fun? And he's like, oh, well, there's nothing really to do here unless you just want to like stay here for the night. But there are actually a few clubs in Cirencester, which is like a 15-minute drive. And I was like, okay, like cool. And he's like, when I finish my shift, we can drive you and your friend into town and you can go to one of the clubs. Like it's just been Cheltenham races, it'll be busy, like you can like experience the nightlife in the Cotswolds. And I was like, sweet, sounds amazing. Me and my friend have a shot while we're waiting for him to finish his shift. And as he finishes his shift, we then get into his car and he drives us into Cirencester. And when we get there, he like points out a few clubs that we should go to. And then he's like, have a good night, whatever. And like lets us go off into these clubs. Is absolutely right. These clubs are absolutely heaving because it's been Cheltenham races. So we're like, we are going to have like an excellent night. Like this is going to be so much fun. So we scan our IDs and we head into this club in Cirencester. And already the drinks are flowing. These guys are buying us drinks. One even says to my friend, like, I'll buy you as many drinks as you want tonight. My only ask is that I can watch you dance. And she was like, sweet, yeah, done. After my friend and I have been sort of dancing for a bit, we go to the girls' bathrooms, as you do, and we get talking to this delightful, lovely girl, and she is like so sweet, and she's like, oh, if you want, if you're from London and don't know anybody, you can come meet my friends and like join my group for the night. And we were like, lovely, amazing, sold. So we come out of the bathroom with her and she brings us over and introduces her to her friends. And there's a few girls and a few guys. And instantly my friend is like, oh my God, I really fancy like one of the boys. And I was like, cool. My friend goes up to the lovely girl that we've just met and she's like, oh, I really fancy one of the friends that you're with. Like, is he single? Like, what's the vibe? And she's like, yeah, he's completely single. I will introduce you properly and like let him know that you might be interested. And she was like, okay, cool, perfect. So my friend and this boy are like talking, and next thing you know, I turn around and they are kissing and like getting on and basically being like a married couple for the night. And he's got a friend with him and I do the thing of like talking to the friend. To be honest, I don't really mind doing it. And I was talking to the friend and we were like all dancing together and it was like a really good time. This goes on for like a little bit and then my friend comes up to me and she's like, hey, so the guy that I'm getting with, he basically has a flat in Cirencester, and if both of us want, we can go back to his for afters. Because I never know when to end a fucking night, I'm like, yeah, cool, sounds amazing, let's go. We walk from this club that we've been at sort of through the town and walk towards this boy's flat. And as we're sort of walking to the flat, I'm talking to the friend and she's kind of up ahead with, you know, the boy that she's been getting with. And as we sort of are walking, the conversation just becomes like a little fucking strange. Like it's very, you know, Reform UK, if you know what I mean, like a little bit controversial. He's also talking about like how he really likes getting into fights, like on nights out, like he like gets off on it. And I know this kind of thing does happen, but I've never really met somebody who like actually admits to like, yeah, like I look for a fight. So already I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know if we made the best decision, but my friend is up ahead and she seems to be getting along with like the guy that she's been getting with, and I was like, well, I'm not going to open my fucking mouth and ruin this, so I'm just going to keep quiet. We arrive at this flat and right away, when he opens the door, the smell is just like super musty. And then as you walk into the corridor, there's just this like fucking massive deer head just like on the wall. And as you walk further into the flat, in the living room, there's just like a mattress on the floor that's like very stained, like instead of a sofa, there's cigarette butts on the floor, and then there's like empty bottles of alcohol sort of like littered around the room. The curtains are very like damp and sort of stained, and also all over the walls are these deer heads. There's just like deer heads kind of like all over the walls, so it's already like a little bit of a strange vibe. We sit down on the mattress and they're like, okay, let's get some music on, let's set the vibe. And he starts playing, the guy that my friend is getting with starts playing this like very intense drum and bass just like out of his phone. And I was like, Jesus, for like 3 a.m, this is like quite intense. And then they're sort of like, okay, let's, like, would you like a drink? Would you like anything to drink? And I'm like, oh God, yes, please. Like, I'm already pretty fucking drunk, but like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'd like something to drink. This guy comes back in, like goes into the kitchen to get me a drink. And when he comes back into the room, it's literally just like a pint of vodka. Like it's no mixer, nothing, just like a pint of vodka. And I was like, oh, like, do you not have like any mixer or anything? And he's like, no, like take it or leave it. And I was a bit like, oh, I'm getting like kind of red flags from this. This is like kind of a weird vibe. My friend and I like sit down. I don't drink my pint of vodka, to be honest. But as the conversation sort of progresses, they again are talking about like very controversial topics. They're also talking about like getting into fights. They're also telling the conversation to be like very sexual, and like, you may say to me, like, what did you expect? But it is starting to make me feel, like, very uncomfortable. But my friend seems to be, like, absolutely fine with it, like, no issue. So I'm kind of like, because I'm such a fucking massive people pleaser, I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to do anything to, like, upset her or, like, ruin this for her. So I'm just not going to say anything. And it's getting sort of later and later. She is drinking like her pint of vodka, so she sort of is getting more drunk, whereas I am sort of like, the alarm bells are kind of going off in my head just like from the conversations and like the whole vibe of the place. I just go into like another room to have a conversation about something, and I just turn to my friend and I'm like, this is kind of a fucking creepy vibe, like I don't like this flat, I find it really weird, can we leave? And she's like, no, I'm thinking the same thing, like we need to get out of here, this is a weird vibe. As I'm saying this guy that my friend has been getting with storms back into the room and starts like fully screaming at me, being like, you think this flat's weird? Like you think this is a weird vibe? Like we invited you to our home and you're acting like all like high and mighty, you're acting like you're so much better than us. And I'm like, whoa, like sorry, I didn't mean to offend, like sorry, thank you for inviting us, but I think we're gonna go now. And he's like, you're like not leaving on your own terms, I'm fucking kicking you out, like I'm kicking you out. And he grabs me, pushes me out the door, and then grabs my bag that I have with me and chucks it out after me. I can hear him kind of try to say to my friend like, oh, like, will you still say though? Like, will you still say? Because I'm guessing he thought he was like gonna get some. And she's like, no, like I'm gonna leave, like what the fuck? She leaves with me, and like we are like then walking back into town at God knows what time at this point. We are then just like in town trying to find a taxi for ages. We get back to the cottage that we're staying at, and that kind of concludes the night. This is actually so fucking dangerous, and I feel like I only realized how dangerous this was now. Needless to say, I'm sober now.
I had a crush on a gay guy a few times. This keeps happening to me and I don't know why. It's not like I do it on purpose, but it's just like a reoccurring theme that happens in my life. Do you know what I mean? The first time that this happened to me, it was Connor França back in the O2L days before he came out as gay. I had the biggest crush on him. To be fair, I was like little, okay? So I didn't know any better. Like all the signs were there, but I didn't know. And I had the biggest crush on him. He was literally my favorite in O2L. And then it switched to Kian when I found out that Connor was gay. I was like, oh fuck, well, okay, let me try my shot at Kian. Mind you, I was like 12, so I didn't have a shot with any of them, even though like I swore up and down that I did, but that doesn't matter. I want you to go ahead and brace yourself for this next one, because I was like 14, 15, so this was like 10 years ago, okay? I am a changed woman. I no longer have a crush on this person, but the next gay guy that I ever had a crush on was James Charles. I don't know. Listen, I was young and down bad and severely mentally ill. I don't know. I knew he was gay too, which is crazy, but I still had a crush on him and no longer have a crush on him. Don't worry. Promise you I don't anymore. We're gonna move on from that one. The next time that this happened to me was I was working at Chipotle and I was brand new, and there was this tall skinny white boy, and that's my obsession. I love tall skinny white boys for some reason. That's just what I like. He was so sweet, and he helped train me when my actual trainer wasn't there, and like he was super nice and super patient, and like he was really funny, so I was feeling him. But then I had told one of my coworkers, I was like, oh, I think this person's kind of cute and like I kind of like him a little bit. They were like, you know, he's gay, right? And I was like, there's no way. It was really funny because he is so very openly and obviously gay, but my gaydar back then and even now, it was just really fucking bad, and I don't know, I just had the biggest crush on him. After that, I started dating this one guy at Chipotle, and I really liked him, and I thought he was straight, which turned out, like, after we started dating, he told me that he was bi-curious, which I never had an issue with. I don't care about dating bi men. I don't think that's an issue for me. Like, that doesn't turn me off from them. But I was kind of shocked. I was like, really? But then eventually he had broken up with me because he didn't want a relationship anymore. Then literally immediately after, he started talking to this guy. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's great. I don't think that lasted very long because he eventually got a girlfriend not too long after that, and I was like, okay, you just didn't like me. Okay, that's good to know. And then most recently, me and Damani have this joke that I have this big crush on him, knowing that he's gay and stuff like that, which obviously is a joke. I don't actually have a crush on Damani, but I'm telling you, if he was straight, I would be all up on that. It really is so unfortunate.
Hey guys, get ready for me to go work, I guess. So I'm low-key employed again. Amazing. Anyways, my new job is making snow cones. Because I know a lot of y'all were asking in my last video when I said I was employed again, so that's what I'm doing right now. Anyways, today literally marks a week until school starts. What? I swear guys, summer literally goes by so fast. Like, the years I didn't have a car, summer went by so slow and I was ready for school. But like, now that I have a car and I actually have fun and I actually go out and do stuff and I actually like work, like, I don't know, I just like, there's just so much more to do. Guys, I'm sorry, but sometimes I just feel like girls are so fucking weird. Like, I am a girl's girl until the day I fucking die. Like, I don't care if y'all don't think I am, but like, I know I am, and yeah. Like, I will always back up other girls and I will never be that girl. But I swear, like, literally, girls are so weird. Like, they'll go and kiss your boyfriend and then be mad at you. Like, girls are so fucking weird. And it's not all girls, but, like, it's not, like, girls like that genuinely irk me. And, like, obviously, most of the time, it's, like, the guy's fault. But if the girl's, like, mad at you, then that's just so fucking weird. Okay, I low-key forgot I like to do bronzer before concealer on my under eyes. So, I don't know why I did that today. Guys, I think senior year is going to be my year. Like, I'm just so excited to do all like the senior things and just be done with everything. I'm also like super excited for senior assassin and all that stuff. Like, I don't plan on winning senior assassin because I genuinely, like, I just don't see myself winning that shit, but it genuinely just looks so fun and I'm just so excited for all that. Guys, I feel like one of the worst feelings is whenever you would do like so much for like somebody else, but that feeling is like never reciprocated, and I felt that way like my whole entire life, and it kind of just sucks. Which is why I'm kind of like excited to like move out of my hometown and get on with my life and like meet new people and like, I don't know, like just start all over. And it seems like really scary and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know, like I'm kind of just like, I feel like I'm just ready for that chapter of my life. And honestly, I feel like everybody needs to like get out of their hometown and branch out, because there's just so much more to life than like what you already know. And I don't know, I'm just like excited. Alright guys, I'm about done grooming. Don't mind how ratchet my hair looks right now. I haven't brushed out my curls. But I love y'all. Have an amazing day and bye.